Chris.
Hey, welcome to a special episode of Disrupt Your Now. If you are an entrepreneur, I don't care if you already own a business and you just want to shake things up, or if you're dreaming of starting a business and you want to do things right the first time and learn from people who've already made all the mistakes. This is the show for you. My guests today are great friends, Ruben Ayala and Smurf McPhee. They are both veterans, and as y'all know, most of you know that my husband's retired military, so the military has a very special place in my heart. Ruben and Smurf started a company called Triple Nickel, and it's an awesome apparel company that is for veteran apparel, and I maybe other stuff too, but geared mostly towards veterans apparel to be more diverse and inclusive, because they notice that kind of everything's the same everywhere. So Smurf and Ruben, I want y'all to fill in the details of, all the stuff that I left out, but that's just a quick intro. But first, tell them where they can go vote for y'all really quickly.
Go ahead, Ruben.
Yes. All right. So first off, for everybody listening out there, hello. And yes, we are currently in the midst of a huge battle right now. We are in the PenFed Ignition Challenge. On the table is $25,000, 25,000 big ones. And today is the last day to vote. And the top 3 companies go to Washington, D.C. on February 24 to compete for this money. We are in 4th or 3rd place, I haven't checked, but we need your vote. You can go to our website, triplenickel.com, Nikel. The banner will take you there. You can go to our Facebook page, our IG page, or click the link in the bio, triple_nickel, Nikel, and vote for us. 555.
Please, y'all, please don't forget to do that. Triple Nickel, Nikel, awesome company, great opportunity for them to win $25,000 and keep growing. Okay, Smurf, introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Chris McPhee, aka Smurf, and I'm one of the co-founders at Triple Nickel. I'm the marketing head, and I help do all of that for Triple Nickel and tell our story, and that's what this is all about. Like Ruben said, Lisa said, we're here to disrupt the market when it comes to how people look at veterans and what is a veteran, and just about the gear. We're not just, we love our flag. Don't get me wrong. We love our flag. However, people want a little style, and that's what we're bringing, a little flavor, a new trend to the market, but also at the same time telling meaningful stories about those people that you seldomly hear about. And that's what our mission is to amplify those stories and inspire people to live in a community of unity.
I love it. And for people who are not that familiar with the military, y'all need to understand that literally it is a cross section of every type of person in America and, throughout the world, because there are a lot of people who move to America that are also in the military. But it is a true cross section of our entire population. So by supporting Triple Nickel, you are supporting people everywhere, every religion, gender, race, everything. And the apparel is awesome. I got to see it. I see it all the time online, but I got to see it in person last year at the Veterans Growing America pop-up. Donnell, I see you in there. Give him a shout out. And I already knew Smurf, y'all. I already knew Smurf because I had met him at Daytona. He was down there, the photographer for the Jewelry Republic, which is another veteran-owned company. Awesome jewelry. So go check out that, the Jewelry Republic. But that Smurf was there because our NASCAR team races to promote access to resources for veterans. So that's how we first met. And then I met you last year, Ruben, at the pop-up. So that was really cool to get to meet both of y'all together, at that. All right, tell them what Triple Nickel means, because I'm sure most people don't know.
Yeah, you want to take this one, Chris?
I'll give you guys a short version. So in the early 1940s, there was a group of men, and we've heard of the Buffalo Soldiers, the 92nd Infantry division. And during that time, in our world, men of color, they were only allowed to do certain jobs. And so they formed the first all segregated, all Black, the 55th Parachute Infantry Battalion in an 82nd Airborne Division. And through some times, they broke those barriers and became one of the top units within the division. So fast forward to now, Ruben, Kurt, and Rod Graham, my other co-founders, and myself, we all served in the 82nd. And so one thing about the 82nd, there's a lot of history there when it comes to the 82nd Airborne Division, but also during the month of Black history, they always talk about the triple nickels. They always talk about the triple nickels. So if you are a soldier of color and you are coming through the 82nd Airborne Division, and that is some pride. Before, they said on their website, before Black pride was a thing, these men laid the path for us to have that and say that slogan today. So that's Ruben, like I'm gonna use his word. He felt led at the time in late 2020, what was going on in our road. I'm gonna just keep it short. It was a lot of chaos when it goes to what's happening in the Black communities and what's going on around the world and how we are communicating and responding to each other's in America. So I'm gonna keep that. That's the clean version. So Ruben, he met with me and a couple of us, and he was talking about this idea, and I was like, you know what? I think this is a good time. We need that. I'm feeling it because, like you said, Lisa, the military is a cross section of all cultures, and the vision I remember is when we all go into MEPS. And if you're a veteran and you're hearing me now, when we all go into MEPS, we're all from different neighborhoods and different places in the United States, and we don't know each other. But when we go through basic training, we learn to work together. Yep. When we go to AIT, we learn to work together again, and then we move on to our units. But something happens after that. People get in groups and they click up, and then when they transition out, it's a little bit divided. So that's what we're trying to do. That's our mission of Triple Nickel, is take us back to our point of origin when we were there all at MEPS, standing together, raising our hand. It didn't matter if I was white, Black, Hispanic, Asian, gay, Chinese, whatever. It didn't really matter. But now, for some reason, it matters.
I love that. That's a great introduction. And I want to say, to reinforce that, I don't know if y'all saw the show Tuesday night with BK Fulton. He is a film producer and owns a media company. He was talking, we both went to the same college, Virginia Tech, and he was talking about way back then, he was in the Guard and they were supposed to go somewhere overnight, and they told him, carry your sleeping bag because it was going to get cold. He's like, I don't need that thing. And, it was real big and heavy because this was in the 80s. Well, then the sun started going down and he started getting cold. And one of the guys that was with him, good old country boy from over in the mountains around where our university is, had a rebel flag in his truck. You would have all the stereotypes. BK looked at him. He goes, I am freezing. I got to get in that sleeping bag with you. And the guy's like, and I forgot to say, BK is Black. So anyway, sorry. So he goes, I got to get in that bag with you. And the guy's like, I didn't know you thought that way about me. And then he said, come on, brother, get in. And he said they are still friends to this day. Yeah. So my point with that is, the military truly is a brotherhood and sisterhood. And we do cross racial divides. And I think we have more in common than not.
Absolutely.
So Ruben, tell us some more about the beginning of the company.
Yeah, so like Chris said, I'm not going to cover what he covered, but the genesis of Triple Nickel started in 2020. For me to sit here and tell you that this is something I had been developing for the past 10 years and just plotting till the time was right would be a lie. It was what we saw across the board happening in the country. And if I had to boil it down to one sentence, is the perception of a veteran in America was and is skewed. So I say that because, I have children, and when my kids learn about my past and what I did in the military, they shouldn't be surprised. They shouldn't have a perception of a veteran to be one way. So everything that we just talked about, what the military is, how much of a melting pot it is, what the representation of our country is, when you look at the average American and you talk to them about what it is that a veteran looks like, I would say most would probably give you a specific stereotype, and that's the genesis of what Triple Nickel was created to disrupt, talking your language now. So we looked at it very much like an insurgency coming into the market and changing an ideology that says, you know what, we all come from different communities, we all come from different heritages, and it's okay, man. I don't need to put 1776 on every piece of clothing, because you know what? That may not mean much to my heritage, because it's not something that we can really identify with. But we can identify with the fact that we come from this community, and that's what we're trying to do. So when we're talking about the origin of the company, that's about as blunt as I can put it. Some people will really identify with it, and some people may look at it and cringe a little bit. But at the end of the day, there's no denying that when it comes to Chris, when it comes to myself, when it comes to Rod, and when it comes to Kurt, nobody can poke a hole in our credibility. Because we've been there, we've done that at the highest levels, and that's the great part about this.
Yeah, and it's totally fine if some people don't like it, because hello, that's what disruption is about. That's what a brand is about. If everybody loves it, then it's not really a brand, And I love that. I think personally that we can all celebrate all of our differences while we're celebrating everything that we have in common. So I love that y'all are doing this, and what you were speaking to the men in the Triple Nickel back then, and women. I know a lot of women veterans who people don't think they're the veteran. They're like, oh, what did your husband do? And they're like, excuse me. And Smurf, I know you're a veteran, but aren't you also Mill's spouse now?
Yes.
And we talked about, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so different.
It is. No, my funny story. I was just in the airport the other day, and I sat down waiting on to get on the plane, and the lady was eating some Mexican food, and she was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Don't get too close. I might get guac all over you. And she's like, where are you heading? I say, oh, I'm heading to, Fort Hood, She's like, yeah, what brings you there? I said, my wife is in the military. And she goes, will you tell her thank you for her service? And she went on, and I was like, I'm not saying nothing. Little did she know, like, okay, but it's one of those things that if people know and they ask and you have a conversation, sometimes it's surprising to some folks, because they just, I don't look when I'm nothing about me, and then especially where we're coming from in special operations, this is just a way I carry myself, not to look like I'm military.
Yeah, they don't look at you and go, Green Beret, retired Green Beret.
No.
And that's fine. But
that's cool. I love it.
Well, I want to say, y'all know Amy T-Meyer, right?
Amy,
I'm not sure y'all meet Amy.
Oh, there she is. She's up there now.
Okay.
But so I need
to comment. I'd like to comment on that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I need to connect y'all with her. And this is my friend Sean Barksdale. Sean is in my book, Disrupt Your Now. He is Black. He went to prison for 15 years for armed robbery.
Whoa.
When he was like 23, and he has an amazing story. He's a successful entrepreneur now. Great guy. We actually recorded an episode of his show yesterday. So I just wanted to introduce y'all.
Nice.
Oh,
great,
yeah.
great guy. And the fact when I say he's black, the only reason I want you to know it is, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but you know, y'all have that connection too. So
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so tell us about the apparel and who's designing it. I love it. I love the logo, and I love all the apparel that I've seen.
Let me take this one. So we always say, you know, that's going around, you got to give people their roses while they're here. Don't wait till they pass to be talk about how great.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about Ruben and Cortez, they're the design guys.
Okay.
Right? They're the design guys. Ruben, he's putting, even now to where we are now in our business when it comes to design, like he is taking to another level. And I'm just like, what do you need me to do? You want me to take a photo of that, or you need a video of that, or you know, that's his lane, and he is having fun with it. I don't get in his way, and he runs it by me, and I'm like, or most of the time, and that's very seldom that I see something and I'm just like, that's whack, bro. You need to go back. Or I'll say, you know what, maybe if you did this or did that, and he adjust it. And so that's one thing I love about being in this company and having business partners like Ruben and Rod and Cortez. Like, we have open dialogue and nobody gets upset. Like, we've learned that, hey, have thick skin, but I don't think it was even that. We have mutual respect for each other. And I'm like, nah, man, that's whack, man. And he'd be like, okay, cool. But he's the guy, and along with Kurt, they're the design eyes, and I give it a sniff test, but I don't get in their way. If it's way in left field, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's not. They're spot on their vision, because I can't see what they're seeing, so I try to get as close to them, shoulder to shoulder. Mm-hmm. And let them express their creativity, because it's a creative outlet for us. And I know where he's coming from with it, because we spend a lot of time under a rucksack. We spend a lot of time doing these things. And that's where I release all the stuff that people see I'm doing. That's where that's coming from, because I just want to do something different. And that's what I'm seeing in Ruben, and he's crushing it. So all the design sets you see, he is the guy.
That's cool. Ruben, did you have a design background?
No, I did not. I fancy myself an artist. I've always loved to draw, and that's so. To give you a perspective on why we're doing it this way, it's.
I made a face. It was a really loud truck. I'm sorry.
Hey, no worries. It's like, if you don't like what I'm saying, that's okay.
No.
No, but to be very honest, and to put it in a business perspective as to why I'm jumping into the graphic design seat, is because when we started the company, you know, I wanted to bootstrap as much as possible to keep our margins safe. You know, if you want to make it out of the first year of any business, you have to really watch. It's a no-brainer. I'm not giving any advice to anybody who doesn't know, but you have to watch where all of your little pennies go. So, but the flip side of that, when you're in a service-oriented business and you're dependent on vendors or outsourcing a lot of work, one thing you don't realize is that people are not on the same timeline that you are. So one thing we learned quickly is when you're dealing with designers, they're working in their own timelines, and when you have timelines that aren't being met, your customers are the ones that are suffering, and in turn you're going to suffer because you're left holding the ball. And that has happened to us. We don't let things happen to us too often. We learn from our mistakes and we fix them, and then we move forward. That's one of the good things about us with our backgrounds, is, you know, we put that into effect. So for me, fancying myself as an artist, I'm able to learn these concepts quick. And when we saw a gap, it was just, we have a culture that we're building in Triple Nickel, and it's very Silicon Valley like, in that if there is a job that needs to be done, you don't ask permission, you just do it. You find a job and you're always finding work. So for me, if I know I can design something, I can draw something better than what I'm paying you $300 for, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll present it to the guys and I'll say, hey, man, I don't know how to graphic design, but I just learned how to do this on Illustrator and it'll work on a shirt. And we've been doing that for the past 6 months. And yeah, I'm our lead graphic designer.
Yeah, it looks great. And I can tell you, because I own a web design company, web design and branding and marketing. So for 26 years of working with designers, I never outsourced because I'm like, you know, like you said, the time thing, but also artists, a lot of them, artists, designers they're more caught up in the design than they are in the, you know, the people. They're more caught up in something that they think is beautiful. And it's like, no, we need something that's marketable. And it can be both. But I love y'all's designs because they're so bold, but they're also so clean and simple. You know, and a lot, because so many t-shirts just have stuff everywhere on the back, on the front, and just, you know, it's like a walking billboard. And I just love that y'all's is just in your face, but awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, we appreciate that.
That's the long story short.
Yeah.
Necessity and not because we wanted to.
So all four of y'all came together before it actually started. You had the idea, Ruben, and you pulled everybody together and y'all decided to start the company, or did you start it and then bring in people?
Yeah. So this is a good story. And you know, this is something Chris and I talk about all the time, is how we can, once the dust settles, is how a fun way to tell the story. But the 2-minute version is this. I got the idea in the spring of 2020, and I started calling on my brothers and saying, hey, what do you think about this as an idea? And those who were receptive, I put them on the short list to put them on the team. I took a road trip across the country to Virginia in July, and I stopped at Rod's house, and I stayed with him for 2 days, and I just planted the idea. I said, hey man, you know, you're good at this operation stuff. How about, you know, you join the team? And I stayed at a mutual friend of Chris in ours house in Atlanta. And I wanted him to be on the team. And he said, I'm not quite ready for that. But there's a guy named Chris McPhee I'm going to introduce you to. And,
so y'all didn't know each other before this?
No, Chris and I didn't know each other. You know, we were both in SF, but we had mutual friends. Rod and I, we served together for a long time. He was actually my team sergeant when I was an 18 commander. And Cortez, I never met before in my life. And when I approached Chris about the idea, he said, man, there's a guy named Cortez who's got the same idea you got, but just a little different. I think y'all should talk. And Cortez and I met, and, you know, he took his idea, rolled it into my idea, and then we made it our idea, and we did this in a span of 45 days, and we launched Triple Nickel. So
I love it. You know what? That's what true disruptors do, because y'all can try. Anybody can try and do and fail at 20 things while other people are sitting around jabber-jawing and never doing anything. So I love that y'all, you know, just went for it. And that you are so successful. I know that you sell your products online, but where else can people get them?
Okay, well, right now, the only place you can get them, if you want to buy directly as a consumer, is through our website. Okay. We are about to release our app, the Triple Nickel app, on Android and the Apple operating system. And you can download that. We'll let everybody know when that's ready. So that'll be another way you can purchase. We do a lot of B2B work, but it's our product. But obviously, it's we're doing it for other companies. And then who knows? Maybe in 2023, you'll find us in retail outlets.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So look, anybody out there, if y'all are listening and you're anywhere in the retail sector, give us a shout out, connect with me or Ruben or Smurf. And if you connect with me, I'll connect you with them, because I really think that y'all's products would fly off of shelves.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I saw them for the first time. I heard I was, so I saw y'all, I guess it was in the spring of 2021, and I'd heard a little bit about triple nickel. I'd seen some of y'all's posts, but I didn't really, know what it was. And then when we were up at Fort Belvoir and Smurf, I didn't even know that you were part of it. I thought you were just there, hanging out, talking with them. I thought you were there as Green Beret Media. So I have that picture of all of us together. I'm like, ooh. So, but yeah, so anybody out there, if you're interested in carrying their line, let them know. Cortez, I have not met him in person, but we met, like 3 years ago online because I was going to go to Military Influencer Conference and stuff. And I gave him some feedback on his website like 3 years ago. Just really quick feedback, but he's doing some amazing things on his own as well. Yes.
And that I tell you, so I don't want people watching to think that, man, these guys did it fast and they did it easy. No, before we did, so we put it together in 45 days. Cortez has the Military Influencer Conference, so he's got experience in business. Chris has Green Beret Media, so he has experience in business. Rod is a golf professional. He runs a golf shop, so he's got that experience. I also own San Antonio Healthy Vending, which is a very large vending company here in South Texas. So before we put this together, we all have had plenty of experience in the entrepreneurial world. So I'm not saying it can't be done, but oh my God, I don't think if we didn't have the level of expertise or just experience in business, I don't think we could have moved as fast as we did and built the team as fast as we did and entered the market as fast as we did. And when people say they disrupt all the time, or, most of it is BS, but we are positioning ourselves right now to really disrupt the market. Not at liberty to share much, but, we're in a good place, and I think we entered at the right time, but it's been hard.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I didn't want to make it seem like it was like, piece of cake. But so many people try to wait till something is perfect, and it's never perfect. It's like, get it to a reasonable whatever, and then throw it out there and see if it, see if you can get any traction and, get some feedback before it's too late. So that's kind of what I meant. But the fact that y'all all have entrepreneurial and business experience combined with, obviously the common thread of the military, and combined with just real life experience and your big network of friends that have all kinds of experience, those are all assets that are invaluable.
Yeah. And I tell you what, when you're talking about networks and relationships, we knew the power of it, but we really didn't understand the power of it until this week while we've been campaigning for all these votes.
Yeah.
Like, you really start to understand who is going to ride for you when you need it.
Yeah, that's right. It's easy for people to say, let me know if there's anything I can do, versus, get up off their butt and actually do something without you having to tell them to do it.
Yes.
I mean, that's why we're here right now. I was like, Ruben, hey, man, we need to get on some shows. You know what? I'm going to call my friend Lisa. You met her before. He's like, yes. I was like, can you bring us on? Because we came here to let y'all know this is the final day of voting. I'm going to go ahead and plug it right now. It's the final day of voting. I'm throwing right hooks. I need you to click the link. I need you to go vote. It takes about 1 minute. And then when you get done voting, share it with a friend.
Yes.
Share it with a friend.
And I was going to put the link, and my keyboard isn't working right. Sorry, y'all. I have my, what's the link to it?
If they go to, if they go to triplenickel.com, there's a link right there on our page. That's the quickest way to get it. It'll take them straight to.
My keyboard is so messed up. It's, for some reason, it's locking up, and I'm not able to get to your site. Can one of y'all do it and put it in the comments?
Let me see.
I'm sorry.
I can do it. Oh, I'm actually put the actual link in there. Hold on a second.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, y'all.
No, we got it.
Look, I don't know what all that red lights is.
Hey.
Donnell said.
Hey, hold on. Does it let me comment?
Yeah, it should.
Private chat with the host and other guests. Okay, let me see. How about that? Can y'all see that?
I don't see anything. Oh wait, no, I see private chat.
Yeah, it won't let me it won't let me post it in the
okay,
thread.
Hold on. I've copied and pasted
You
your
can copy and paste it. But that's the link.
Yeah.
Rock the vote with Triple Nickel. Let's rock the vote.
That's right. Yeah, please, y'all, please go vote for them. This is an amazing opportunity for a business like y'all. $25,000 is huge. And so by y'all just going and voting for them and sharing it and asking your friends to vote, you literally could be making the difference in the trajectory of this company and how fast they're able to grow, and also how fast they're able to launch new things like the app. Tell us about the app. What's that going to be?
Oh, yeah.
Without giving up any secrets.
No. Go for it.
The app is done. So actually, the app is done. We're testing it now. But what you're going to be able to do with the app, I'll break it down into three phases. Really, 3 buckets. Obviously, shopping. Easy way to shop with us. Second, this is our way of opening it up to our community. So one thing we found in 2021 is that the idea of Triple Nickel, because it's not about Chris and it's not about me or our other founders. It's about the community. So we do a lot of business with other businesses. So with this app, people like Donnell can create a storefront on the app, and they don't have to hold inventory for the merchandise they want to sell to raise money for VGA. Or Miss Veteran America, which is another huge competition for a beauty pageant. They're creating a storefront that's launching in March, and it's on the app. So it's a place for those businesses to have an app without having an app, if that makes sense. So it's like, hey, download this app. Now you can shop with us. And, they can do push notifications. They can go live on it and engage with their customers. And you know what? We don't even have to be a part of it, but it's an extension for them. It's a great thing for them. Third, we are now starting to get into blogging. It's one thing we've been wanting to do. We just didn't have the bandwidth for, but every Monday we're releasing a blog, and it's just amplifying the stories we've been wanting to do. So every Monday they will be able to see the new blog, learn a new point of view from our perspective. As an example, this is going to be a touchy subject, but hey, it is what it is. Joe Rogan just came out. He's big news, and with his use of the N-word and his past. So on Monday, we're exploring, what are the origins of the N-word and what it means in the community. Some people may want to read about that. So we're dropping that on Monday. And those are things that people will be able to do and interact with us on our blog.
Interesting.
Yeah,
no, interesting. We need to get Colin's 1111 Veteran Project set up on your app. Colin Garrett, the NASCAR driver. Yeah, so because he has the 1111 Veteran Project that we're running all the initiatives through.
Can you tell us about that? I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah. So Colin is a NASCAR driver. He actually lives here in the county that I live in, Virginia. It's a historic racing area. He didn't even start racing till he was almost 15. He's 21 now, and he's racing in the next to the top level of NASCAR. And a few weeks ago, he was down in Florida racing BMWs, and there's a man that was there who's like the national champion. He's older, but the national champion, and he had raced at this track like hundreds of times. And so he laid down some laps just seeing how fast he could go. Colin had never stepped foot on the track, never driven the car, never anything, and beat that guy's lap by, I don't remember how much, I wasn't there. And the guy was like, whoa. But he has been training with a guy who trains fighter pilots to do takeoffs and landing on carriers. And that guy said what he does is he processes information faster than anybody's ever met. But so that's Colin. Both of his brothers are active duty Army. My husband's retired Navy. So through his racing, we provide a platform to promote free services that are for veterans, military spouses, military families, like the Rosie Network and Racing for Heroes. And then we partner with companies who want to be part of cause marketing. We partner with them, but we don't do it in traditional sponsorships like, oh, put your logo on the car, here's a few tickets, good, see you later. We do it as more of a B2B thing. Like, we're the B2B consultants, and you work with us. We promote you through the car. We promote you through this stuff. But it might be, their goal might have nothing to do really with what's going on in the track. Like, for example, a convenience store chain that wanted to carry veteran-owned products. And so we can go with the Rosie Network. You know, y'all know how many veteran-owned products there are out there, but you also know about stolen valor. So imagine that you're a company and you want to carry veteran-owned products. Well, not only will that take a lot of time and money to locate the products and make sure they're marketable, make sure that the company that has it is solid, but you got to worry about stolen valor. So they can partner with us. We already know who the people are. And if we don't know them, we know who knows them. And so things like that we do, even if the partners don't care about being on the car itself. But yeah, so we need to get some apparel. We need to get him signed up on there, get his project signed up on there, and get some.
Hey, you know what, Lisa, too, one thing I'll tell you is, yeah, I say yes. You know, Chris and I, we have a saying, we say yes and we figure it out, you know. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you already, yeah, we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. Yeah. But we do have that's exciting to hear that, because, you know, on the 14th of February, we are dropping our first clothing line that is not ours. It's we have a hip hop artist who is active duty NCO in Fort Stewart right now. He goes by the name of I Am Keynotes. He's a certified platinum and gold selling artist. He's done music with Drake, T-Pain, The Baby, Chris. So he has his own clothing line coming out. It's called Kinetic. So sorry, you're gonna hear. I'm in my warehouse right now. Guys are working.
Yeah.
But to be able to do stuff like that and partner with people who need quality merchandise, who are out in the public eye, we're all about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing about Colin, because, you know, he was very sensitive at first. He didn't want people to think he was doing this trying to be a grifter, make something on the military community. And so it's very important that people know that he is a double Blue Star. His family's a double Blue Star family. And they have given millions in getting the car on the track and promoting these nonprofits when we didn't have the corporate sponsors to do it. But he also works for Racing for Heroes out here at Virginia International Raceway and actually trains special forces in tactical mobility driving. Yeah, so it's really cool. And like a few months ago, a friend of mine was out there and the SWIT team was out there. They didn't know who Colin was, and he was their trainer. And my friend is like, oh, y'all gonna watch Colin this weekend? They're like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, he's an NASCAR driver. He's gonna be racing in Michigan, first Braille paint themed car. They're like, what? So then they're all fighting over who gets to get in the car with Colin, because, you know, to them, they're like, oh my God, he's an NASCAR driver. That's so cool. To him, he's like, that's nothing. You're my God, you're special forces, you know? So it's really cool. He's got a real relationship with a bunch of people in the military and actually helped get some people out of Afghanistan when all that mess was going on because of contacts that he had made, you know, that he was able to help kind of bridge the gap in some places.
That's really cool. I'm looking forward to continuing that conversation with you. I know Chris will echo that sentiment. That's to us, those are easy lifts. I mean, we control our own supply chain. That's one thing we really focused on in 2021 is all of the little money that we earn, we put it back into the business.
Put it right back in. Well,
And
so on the supply chain, let's talk about that a little bit. Have you had any problems with all the shutdown and the supply chain upheaval now? You've had issues getting product?
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we've I tell you what, it's we can write a book about that, but to to sum it all up, going back to the issue of outsourcing, anytime you have a product, um, not only are you at the mercy of what their what their products are in the queue, but now you're at the mercy of their supply chain as well with COVID. So quickly was, if we cannot scale if we are not producing product ourselves.
Hmm.
We want to be the trendsetters. We want to be the top of mind for veteran-owned clothing line. We cannot outsource. So it took us about 6 months to learn how to screen print, to learn how to do this, how to learn how to do that, and it was hard. But
Yeah.
right now we're paying those types of dividends because 6 months ago, if you would have presented this opportunity, we wouldn't be able to do it because I don't know what our supplier would say. I mean, would you agree with that, Chris?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The supply chain for us has been a learning experience. The equipment, the journey to get the equipment. We have some stuff brewing for the future to tell these what we call them these little triple nickel stories. There's comedy in all that we have learned over the past year and a half, and we just want to share it with people. It's just like, you just don't know. It's just like from the outside looking in, folks are like, yo, these dudes, oh, that's, they might have some perception like it's just easy layups for us, but no, it's not. Like it's like,
hard work. I know.
I mean, I was just in San Antonio with 2 days ago. And so I drive down at least a couple of times out of the week to help out, and do what I need to do on that end. But no, it's a group effort. We're just, as soon as those, what we call them, those the ankle biters and those 25-meter targets pop up, we like bam, we knocking them down. We trying to figure them out, spinning.
Supply chain is a big thing that I've always harped on. I have 15 years experience in economic development. So I've been trying to get these companies, and finally they're like, oh, okay, now I see why, okay, maybe I save a little bit bringing stuff in, but now I can't get it. So that's one good thing with the shutdown is it's made companies realize they have to start bringing things back. But yeah, I love that y'all saw it so early, that you identified early, just like with the designer, but also with the suppliers, that you need to be in control. But the other great thing that does for y'all, and I know that you already know it, I'm only pointing it out for listeners who might not think of it. It gives you a new revenue stream if you want to. You can white label products for people.
No, we go through a constant rotation of make or buy analysis. Like we're always doing that. And Ruben, once again, he's always like, yo, what do you think? I'm like, what the numbers say. He's the numbers guy. He's the numbers guy, so if it's has something to do with numbers, he's the mathematician. And if the numbers don't fit, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Numbers don't
don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
Margins are king. If the margins don't work, we don't do it here in Triple Nickel, and that's for you and for us. So for B2B, we hold that dearly, and I think this day and age, a lot of companies are using drop shipping as a way to go to expand their market and their reach and their brand. And what we offer is margins. Yes, we drop ship. Yes, we do this, but we offer margins. And I think, any business owner can do the quick math without doing the math and understand, oh, yeah, that works a whole lot better for me. So I say all that to say is the investment in supply chain, painful, but worth it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
So, and y'all are based in San Antonio, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's where my sister lives. She works at Fort Sam. So obviously, y'all have a huge pool there of qualified people when you're ready to start hiring. And I assume that you're going to try to hire a lot of veterans.
Yeah, sooner than you think.
Yeah, good. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, look, y'all. I've had y'all for 45 minutes. I know you got stuff to do, but let's say it one more time. Everybody watching, please go vote for them. We have the link in the comments, but you can also go to triplenickel.com, NIKEL.com, and there's a link on there, but the link is right there in the comments. Yeah.
You're going to vote for that. That's all you look for.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to look for that because they had them in alphabetical order. I'm like, those things need to be coming at random, you know? But yeah, scroll on down till you see the Triple Nickel logo. But please do that, y'all, and please share it and help these guys be one of the finalists to win that $25K because, hey, they are going places. And if you're one of the people that vote for them, and you help them get there, you are helping make history. So please. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for talking with you. We got to get you back on one day.
Oh, yeah.
After when you got some more things going on and talk about the stage that you're at. So
we're going to be hot in March because, once we get that big check,
that's right.
Y'all gonna want to hear about the journey.
That's right. All right, guys. Good luck, and I'm headed off to remind people now through my social.
Thank you, Lisa. Bye. Appreciate it. Love you.
Bye. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.